Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Discover Universal podcast. I'm Brian.
And I'm Cassie.
And today we have something pretty epic to discuss. I'm going to be using that term a lot in today's episode, and I'm pretty sure you guys know why.
It's fitting.
We are discussing entertainment.
Yes.
At Universal Epic Universe.
We are.
Something we haven't really talked about yet. You know, we've kind of, like you said earlier, we talked about rides, we talked about other things, but this time we get to talk about entertainment. And we have a special guest coming in that we did interview earlier, and you guys will be seeing in today's episode. Kathrynn had some fantastic information for everybody to dive into, especially us. And I'm a little surprised how much is being offered.
Oh, yeah. No, she dropped a bombshell on us early on in the interview of just how many entertainment experiences we have at Universal Epic Universe. And it is, at least for me, it was way more than I
Way
expected.
beyond what we were thinking, yeah.
Yes, which is even cooler because we were talking about this later. We want to spend 5, 6, 7 days here. I mean, there's so much to experience. And so I feel like for us, especially being locals, we want to take our time. We want to see everything. We want to go to the shows, really take it in.
Yeah, and truly everybody of all ages too. There's so many different offerings, whether you're a little one or you're like us locals who love to go. I mean, there really is something for everybody in the family. And that's something Kathrynn really honed in on is all the offerings is around that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get into that interview with Kathrynn so you guys can see all those incredible offerings we have coming to Universal Epic Universe. All right, everyone, welcome back to the studio. And we have our guest of the day today, Kathrynn. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Good.
We're so excited to have you here, but for others that may not know you, can you please just give a little introduction on yourself?
Sure. My name is Kathrynn DiGenova. I am the senior producer for Parkwide Entertainment for Epic from Universal Creative. So basically what that means is I'm responsible for the development and implementation of all of our entertainment for Epic with my amazing team who are doing a great job right now getting it together.
In summary, she does really cool stuff.
She does.
She gets to work with really neat stuff and things that we're going to be able to talk about today. All Universal Epic Universe. So we have a lot to cover. Because we're going through all areas in the park, all entertainment offerings. We were talking a little bit off camera. And I was like, okay, so we got a couple of entertainment offerings. And you said how many?
We have roughly 30 entertainment offerings in this park, which is amazing.
We almost fell out of our chairs.
I was like, what?
We're like, wait a minute.
I think there's an extra 0 at the end of there. But 30 is a lot.
It's a lot.
Can you kind of describe these entertainment offerings in an aspect, as far as they range? What are we expecting throughout this park?
I mean, I think the most successful entertainment programs in our parks has to have a diversity of program, right? So we have to have musicians and meet and greets and, dancers and different aspects of that. We have to meet the guest expectation of creating an epic entertainment program, right? So,
literally.
so we do. So we have that, and every single land has its own kind of diverse program. We've also been able, on the topic of diversity, been able to open up our casting pool a lot with this program. So we think that's very exciting because we've been able to bring a lot of incredible talent for the upcoming park.
I mean, Universal's known for their incredible entertainment team, the talent across the board. And we've gotten to meet many all over the park. So where do we want to start?
Oh my God.
Well,
I have to know. I mean, you mentioned we have so much here already at Universal Orlando Resort. How is this kind of elevating the scale for us in terms of entertainment? I mean, even just hearing you off record before chatting, we're like,
I wish we had it recorded because I was like, that was so raw and just perfect to hear.
I know. It was so good. So tell us what can we expect in terms of just elevation, scale, grandeur? What are we going to see there?
Well, we're leveraging a lot of new technology that's become available to us, right? So we want to create these immersive environments. And with that technology, we can create a lot of more authentic, realistic experiences for our guests, which I think is very cool. For the Wizarding World, kind of being able to bring some of the magic to the experiences in different ways. We've really accomplished a lot of that as well. So, it's interesting. We don't want to just do what you expect when you come to see the theme parks, So we want to create something that feels authentic to these immersive worlds that we're creating, and so that is what our goal was. That's what we set out to do. That's what we're doing. So it will feel like the world that you have walked into.
Yes,
that's awesome, and that's just so the unique thing that we were talking just before the camera started rolling, where it's Me, myself, Cassie as well, locals who love going to the parks all the time. We've seen all the entertainment offerings as far as Universal has, and it's always fun. It's always fun to go through. But then we have a brand new park on the way. So you have fans who go to the parks all the time, like myself, as well as some fans who have never been to a theme park. And to hear some of the things that we will talk about here soon too for everyone to listen to. It's not just for your typical theme park fans, but also those who have never been to a park, those who love entertainment from all aspects and people from all ages. That is one thing that like I hold dearly, is to make sure like as a family, you can go and enjoy this no matter what age you may be or what you're into. There's always something there for you.
Yeah, I think our characters and experiences in the entertainment aspect is an entry point for all of the guests, right? You know, we talked, I have a small child and another one coming, and she can't ride anything really but E.T. right now. But she can go meet characters and watch the parade and see some shows. And it's exciting to watch that connection happen. And so for families of all ages, entertainment is the entry point to our parks. Yeah. That's the entry point to this experience, to what they're here to do and see. And so, but yeah, I think that's kind of the best part of it, right? Is, you know, I think meeting Toothless or seeing monsters in Darkmoor, you know.
I'm repping submerged.
I love that.
I had to get this because I'm like, this is what we're talking about. I want this one.
My husband's a big fan too. So. But you know, that's how they find their excitement and love for this, right? So you talk about first-time guests, and when you make a connection in a park in this immersive world, then you remember forever, right? Those are like core memories that we think about, that we've made with our friends and family. And so entertainment's such a big part of that. And I'm so excited to be able to kind of create that opportunity for our guests, right?
That's awesome.
I can only imagine. That's so cool. Yeah. Well, let's dive into the details a little bit here. We have a lot to cover, clearly. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. Yes. So tell us a little bit, just a brief overview. Again, there's a lot here. There's a lot in all of these areas, but what can we experience in terms of meet and greets, shows, immersiveness in general? What are we going to see there?
You know, obviously we have our two big live shows for the park, and one of them is in the Wizarding World, the Cirque Arcanus, which we'll talk about. But I think for the Wizarding World, we've actually created one of the most robust entertainment programs we've had to date for those lands. You know, we're in Wizarding Paris. We're in Place Cachée, which is an international wizarding hub. So it has to feel like an international wizarding hub. Of course. You know, we're familiar with the Beauxbatons students who come from France. So we have a Beauxbaton student with 2 international exchange students who are in the land from Hogwarts and Ilvermorny. And they are carrying with them the Monster Book of Monsters, which we've seen in iterations before, but have never seen it up close and never been able to open the book and interact with it. And so I'm so excited for those students, because it really is something that ties back not just to the Fantastic Beasts and Wizarding Paris, but also to the original, you know, Harry Potter stories and where fans started with the franchise, right? So that's exciting. We obviously have the Ministry of Magic from London through the Metroflux, but we also have the entrance to the French Ministry of Magic in the Place de Furstenberg, which is where you see that kind of viney lift from the Fantastic Beasts films. And because so many people are trying to access the French Ministry, we must deploy an Auror to question folks as to why they're trying to enter the ministry.
Like that. That's cool.
So we have our French Ministry Auror who's going to be talking to guests and encouraging them through their journey to discover some of the hidden sights and sounds of Place Cachée. I think we've talked a bit in the past about Cosme Acajor, who is the wand maker of Paris. She's very different than Ollivander. She's fabulous, first of all. She's like the head of a Parisian fashion house.
Love that.
Yes. So Cosme is fantastic. And I think, you know, one of the other exciting things we're doing is things we haven't delivered on in the past. So we are all familiar with the portraits in the Wizarding World who talk to each other, and in the films talk to Harry and Ron, Hermione, etc. So for the first time, our guests will be able to speak with portraits in this land.
Oh, that's really neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's you know, and it enhances our wand program as well, which we've had in the past. But I think, you know, elevating that in a different way here too.
That's cool. Okay. I didn't expect that. You didn't mention that earlier.
I did not.
I know. She had to leave some of it for us during this interview. Okay, well, you teased the show.
I did tease the show, yes.
Tell us more about that, because again, that's one thing. Before recording, again, we had a big conversation before recording.
I'm probably gonna have the same reaction.
Oh yeah, we were both overwhelmed by the details of this. So tell us a little bit more about a teaser. Not too much, but enough.
Never too much. I think we were saying before we were recording, you wouldn't go see a movie if you knew how it ended. So there's only so much, we should say. But Cirque Arcanus is incredible. I, have had the pleasure of working on a lot of entertainment for our parks and resorts over the past many years, and I can truly say this is a gem among them. This is something we have never done before. Many of the elements that are in this show are elements we have not seen in any park, let alone our own, and it combines a lot of really incredible things. There's aerial performance, there's puppetry, there are, big pieces of set that change, and you get to go through the circus as you enter. And we were talking a little bit about, the fourth Harry Potter film, Goblet of Fire, and entering through something that becomes bigger as you walk through it. That was absolutely the inspiration for our queue, right? So going through the circus tents as they get larger and larger and larger until you're really in the main show. It is going to really change how you see theme park shows. I honestly believe and can say that with confidence, because we've been able to also deliver on the magic, deliver on the wizarding aspect of that show.
Yeah.
So,
This whole land is full of magic itself.
Yes.
And that's the one question I had too, because what's so unique about this show, it seems like it's not just the show itself, but it starts from the facade itself, being with the tents and having that illusion of going through, and everything becomes much bigger than what you see on the outside. I could just imagine my little self when I first saw that film, and I was like, I couldn't comprehend it. I was like, how?
Yeah.
So I can imagine just any of the families going in and seeing this, because this location too, this is kind of right in the middle. When you first walk into this area, you get to see that tent, and that just kind of welcomes you to this whole world itself.
Yeah, it is a huge focal point in the land, which is very cool. I think, even though it was a short part of the film, it was a really energetic, exciting, fun part of the film to see the facade and the beasts that were, represented in that movie. We've recreated that facade. We're creating more to the circus than you even saw there. And I think expanding that world in that way is going to feel really new and different to the guests, and you don't have to have seen all the films to understand what's going on. We created a story too with this show that will connect. It has very universal themes of compassion and a little bit of danger and a little bit of excitement and surprises, and so it's heartwarming by the end.
That's good. And that whole show itself it's brand new. So you guys, from the very beginning, the concept and everything, kind of take us that process.
Sure.
We've had shows, which we'll get to, that has had some version of itself exist, but this doesn't exist anywhere. So where do you go from just kind of a blank canvas to the final product?
Yeah.
I've been on a journey with this show for many years. I really had the pleasure to work in the early concept phases on it as well. And it was tough, right? It's tough at the gate to create something completely from scratch that resonates with the wizarding world, but also will resonate with guests that may not have, are at different levels of deep diving into that. I think that from the get-go, we kind of looked at our metrics of we must deliver on circus, but we should deliver on Fantastic Beasts as well.
For sure. Yeah.
And so through the various iterations of the show, we came to a place of creating that harmony and finding a way to kind of surprise the audience with how we're planning to do that. So
yeah, and that's so good, that surprise element. I mean, I feel like all of us grew up maybe going to the circus once or twice.
Oh,
so
I love the circus.
Having that as a resonation piece of, okay, it's a circus, but it's not just a circus. There's so much more to this.
It's a magical circus.
Yes.
It's a magical circus.
It's a wizarding
Anything
circus.
can happen with magic. So that's exciting.
I think I have a new favorite now. My day's been shooken up.
I'm very biased, of course, but it is, I think it will really be a surprise for the park.
Yeah.
I
think so.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of started strong.
We did.
I feel like that was really strong to start off. It's like, maybe we should have went another route. But that's what's so unique about Universal Epic Universe is that there's all kinds of new and hidden gems throughout the park itself, as well as the shows and entertainment that we have.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't even know if I want to go to another place. It's like, can we keep talking about this show? It's like, I need more.
I know. I mean, we have kept, quite a lot under wraps, but I think, a show is a different experience in a theme park, right? I think, you're on a ride for, 3, 4, 5 minutes, depending on what type of ride it is. And you're in a show, you're in the queue for 15, you're in the pre-show space for a couple, you're in the main space for a while. You're with the show for a good half hour of your day. And you want every single part of every single moment that you are in that space to feel exciting and interesting and energetic and awesome. And I think that, the Cirque Arcanus is 100% that from the second you enter the queue.
Yeah.
So.
I know we said we're going to move on, but before we do, this whole area has just got me like full of questions now.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you sure you don't want to like?
France is synonymous with street musicians, so we have to have street musicians. So we have a trio of musicians in Place Cachet that will come and have a bit of a wizarding musician twist, but they have a surprise, and that surprise is their fourth member, who's a puffskin named Plume. And if you're familiar with the puffskins, they are the predecessor to our pygmy puffs, the big purple and pink balls you see in our current lands. But so Plume the puffskin is part of our musician show, and we'll be able to, interact a little bit with the guests as well.
I can see a lot of fans who are going to love that. I know someone specifically close at heart who also loves puffskins, so that'd be neat.
Plume is very cute.
Oh my gosh. We always have to have cute characters. I mean, always.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of the big eyes and the, the fur is very sweet and very musical type of beast too. So
that's neat.
Love
I like that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right, I'll stop with the questions on that.
I was gonna say,
I know we could
do a full episode just on the entertainment there, but let's talk about Super Nintendo World.
Yes.
Who can we meet in this area?
Similar to our sister parks, Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal Studios Japan. You'll be able to meet Mario and Luigi and, of course, Princess Peach. And if you've seen anything from those parks, you could see how those characters are able to speak and interact with guests, which is really cool. We will also have Toad. And who doesn't love Toad? We also have Donkey Kong Country, and you have to meet Donkey Kong.
I'm honestly, that's the one I'm so stoked for. I love Donkey Kong. It was one of my favorite growing up.
Yeah, he's very cool. So
I'm going to be overwhelmed. We've only gotten not even halfway there. And I'm like, oh my.
I know.
This
We're
park
almost
is,
there.
it's going to be, this is my one usage of it. I get 3, but this park's going to be epic.
It is.
I know everyone's like, oh, Brian, I get 3 times.
Name, though, so
and
it
really
is
is.
fair that
it
you
has
use that
to.
terminology.
We can't call a theme park Epic Universe and not make it epic.
Exactly. Well, an area that I know Brian is excited about.
I can't imagine what it is.
Brian.
Can anybody guess why? There's a reason why I'm here. It's just one area.
Yeah.
Dark Universe.
Dark Universe.
An area full of monsters and villagers and an area that we just never actually have been able to experience fully in theme park history, basically. This is going to be an area that we get to actually come face to face with the classic monsters and a bit of storyline that we've never heard before.
Yeah.
So as far as entertainment goes, what are we going to see lurking around the shadows in this world?
Well, I think you really alluded to it. With that land, we have to honor and, of course, deliver on the expectation of meeting the monsters and honoring the classics, but also telling a little bit of Darkmoor's story, right? So, of course, you can meet the Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster, and the Invisible Man.
Wait, what?
How? How does this? Or maybe don't tell us so we can be surprised.
I guess you'll have to wait and see.
Oh, let's see. Maybe not.
All right,
maybe
keep
not
your secrets over there then.
Yeah. But just a fun, I think, character. If you've ever seen the film, there's a lot of personality to the Invisible Man. And I think that that's, in talking about entry points for our guests, the bigger the personality, the more engaged they become. And I think the Invisible Man brings a lot of that into it. We also have a violinist in Darkmoor who tells kind of the history and folklore, which allows us to sort of bring in these classic stories from our Universal Legacy films into Darkmoor and make that connection there, which will be really lovely. And then the story of Darkmoor, we have the hounds, the kind of monster hunter type characters, with a very ragtag, bombastic group of individuals who will talk about their close calls with various different monsters and creatures. And Igor, who is Dr. Victoria Frankenstein's assistant.
Yeah. I love Igor.
And Igor is a character obviously featured in our main ride for that land. But he's kind of got a lot of funny, interesting little comedy, and he's got quite a lot of different pieces, maybe pieces of people, monsters.
Naturally.
Yeah, he's got some cool little things to play with and to show some guests of what he's discovered and found for her.
Yes.
So.
Yes. And then, I'm thinking about all the different people I want to take to this area.
Yeah.
Families, children included.
Yeah.
Who are these entertainment offerings for? These characters? Is it something that's approachable to maybe a younger guest?
Definitely. I think we think of Universal Monsters as scary, but there's a lot more dynamics to those stories. Yeah. There's a level of humanity there and of friendliness, and curiosity for our guests that they're going to be able to bring. Obviously our musician kind of telling the stories allows for us to sort of understand the backstories of how we ended up in Darkmoor and how we ended up with these stories to begin with.
Yeah, and that's so unique. Like this area it's not just like your typical kind of land. There's a story being told from entrance to the back to anywhere that you go throughout. And that's really neat, having a character like you said, the violinist going throughout and kind of explaining that. So our fans who may not be so familiar with kind of like the Universal Classic Monsters in a way, gives that introduction, but as well as to this land that none of us have yet to experience that we will also get to learn throughout the time.
Yeah, I do think it really strikes, the land itself strikes the honoring our history and also creating a new legacy, which is great.
Yeah. And they roam around, This is like, it's a live area. This isn't just like, your typical, like you stand here and wait for them. No, they're moving around. So anybody gets a chance to really interact or engage with them or see them in their atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's part of the immersive worlds, right? Like we want it to feel lived in. We want these characters to feel like they exist in this world on a daily basis. And so that's absolutely the type of experience you have.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned too, kind of the legacy of the company. I mean, that's the cool thing about entertainment in general here at Universal is this is an entertainment company. I mean, we have like 100+ years of legacy there, starting
we're over
in
a century
film
now,
and story. So seeing how you all take story and spin it for the parks is so fascinating, and it really honors that legacy and that history.
And all the generations before, and even those to come as well. Like you said, and you have one on the way too. So it's so exciting to see that form, that anybody of all ages is going to have a chance to experience it in their like unique way.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. So same thing. Dive into the characters, the show. I know we have a really exciting show coming our way.
Definitely. I think for Isle of Berk, it's about bringing the iconic characters to guests and creating the iconic moments. And I think when we first released the information for Isle of Berk, we talked about Hiccup and Toothless and sort of the moment with their hand and meeting Toothless, and guests having the opportunity to do that here. And my gosh, is Toothless just adorable?
I was going to say, wait, hold on. Backtrack. We're getting to come face to face with Toothless.
He's not the only dragon that you'll come face to face with.
Oh my goodness.
We're also excited to bring Stormfly and a few others to life as well.
Nice.
So
awesome.
And Stormfly, of course, accompanying Stormfly is Astrid, who's just an incredible heroine and a great character, I think. Rough Nut and Tough Nut, the silly twins.
I love their names.
Yes.
It's perfect.
They're hilarious in the films, and, they'll be hilarious in our land, Gobber. Gobber has kind of that he's such an interesting and funny kind of larger-than-life character, and so we're finding ways of bringing that larger-than-life aspect, not just, in his personality, but also in what he can do and how he can interact with guests. He has a forge in the land with Grump, his dragon. So there's dragons around every corner of that land.
So
yes.
cool.
I was really hoping so, at least. But everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Dragons.
Yes.
I mean,
that's all I
naturally,
need to know.
it's in the name, right? Of the area.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
And of course, Untrainable. The Untrainable dragon, which, we have a version of in Universal Beijing. And
beautiful, by the way.
Yes.
Incredible. I think I was fortunate enough to work on that land or that park. But that show, seeing it for the first time, it is really a new level of entertainment. And we always talk about Broadway caliber, but I think at this point, that's synonymous with what we do in our theme parks.
Yeah.
It has to be, right?
Yeah.
And Untrainable is 100% that. We see Toothless fly, and the story is so interesting and unique because we're telling a different story than the films. It's a new story, and it's very heartwarming and engaging. And there's the connection of the dragons, and you sort of feel that same emotion about Hiccup and Astrid and how they've come to build this relationship with the dragons, right? The flight, the music, that's very catchy. Even having experienced it in Chinese, I was singing it after leaving, and I am not fluent. So I'm looking forward to seeing it here as well.
Yeah, I mean, How to Train Your Dragon is well known for its music too.
Yeah.
It's something that, I'm gonna put this out. This information's out there for y'all. Every now and then I may listen to a song or two from that entire film series. It's so well done. And in the show, like, there's going to be music as well that's really going to connect everybody to the Isle of Berk. And I want to backtrack again.
Yeah.
I want to slow it down because I have so many questions here.
Take a breath.
I've seen a video of the one that we spoke about.
Yeah.
But to those who may not have seen that one or know, you did say you get to see Toothless fly.
Yes.
We're not talking about like, oh, this is a screen, like you get to see like on the film. We're talking about the Toothless is flying overhead of the guests.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It is such a cool moment.
How?
How do you
even do that?
Magic.
There are ways. But having seen it in Beijing, seeing Toothless come out and fly through the clouds, it feels so real. So there's a different moment there. It's it's emotional. Is the relationship Hiccup and Toothless have in the How to Train Your Dragon films is such a unique one of friendship, and I think that the show delivers on that emotional aspect too, and that's very special.
Yeah.
So,
It's a good bond.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And I think the cool thing just about all of these entertainment offerings is whether it's inside of a theater or it's out in open air, you go in, you experience this, but then you leave and the story continues. It's not over.
It doesn't just stop in the building, which has great AC. That's a place I love going.
A place to sit, rest your feet.
Yeah.
But you walk outside and you have even more of that story just to immerse yourself in. And I'm excited about that part.
Well, that makes this show unique, right? In Beijing is a beautiful theater where the show is, but here you're still in Berk here, and then that creates sort of this like, all right, here we go. We're walking into the hall, and we're here in the Isle of Berk, and we're surrounded by Vikings and dragons, and all these different characters from the films, and here they are to tell us the story. So
I get emotional thinking about it.
I know. I'm going to tear up.
Oh my gosh.
People who don't know, I love How to Train Your Dragon. Like, I love the films, and Stephanie does too. We love Toothless. We may have a plush or two, maybe three of Toothless. We do love the character itself. And so being able to, my kid's self as an adult now getting to go to this world, an Isle of Berk, and seeing Toothless in person. It's going to be one of those like larger than life moments where it's like, oh, this is so unique.
Yeah.
I'll never get a chance like this anywhere else.
When we were in early concept, the executive producer of this land, Katie, she and I were having a conversation. She just kept telling me, we're building Berk, we're building Berk, we're building Berk. And yes, they have built Berk.
I love that.
That is 100% what's happened. And so it's great that the show is there. We talked about a diversity of program and having opportunities for guests to have these different entry points, but our live shows are such a great moment in the day to take a break.
Yes.
You mentioned the great AC.
I love it. Love it.
But it's more than that too, right? It's like we want to be entertained and we want to be engaged in what we're doing and having a rest in a chair and taking in a little bit of that moment to just kind of be in the surroundings that you're in. And so our shows are a great opportunity for that.
Yeah.
Well, how long are we expecting to enjoy this show? Like, we're roughly, I know we kind of talked about the one in Wizarding World, Mystery and Magic. Like, what are we looking at with this one here?
It's very similar, roughly, I'd say roughly 20 minutes, and I think similar to, like we said, with Cirque Arcanus, like, you get in the queue and then you get in the show and you're engaged from the moment that you walk into the building. And so that's, the Untrainable Dragon is exactly that as well.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of Celestial Park, we had an amazing episode diving into the story, the details of this park, but not specifically the entertainment.
Yeah.
So what can we experience there?
So I think Celestial is cool because it's unique and new, right? Yes. And it's all its own thing. So we're bringing that storytelling into these characters. We're creating some lived-in celestial type characters to meet and telling some of the stories of Celestial Park through that. So we have the Hemisphere Stage is a wonderful venue within Celestial Park. On that stage, we have these travelers who have been through the portals and brought back with them the sights and sounds of those portals. And they've come together to sort of kind of create a musical moment using those sights and talking about what they've seen and experienced and seeing how dragons fly and seeing, monsters and,
That's
I like
awesome.
that.
That's
It's a good
really
teaser
cool.
for the worlds that everybody's about to get into as well, which is unique.
Yeah. And I think it ties back to the story of Celestial Park, right? Why are these portals there? Today's the day the portals have opened and, the Chronos is in alignment and alive with energy. And so we're keying off of that, we have one of our characters in the land is collecting sound to create energy in the land with the guests, which will be super interactive and very fun. Everybody kind of gets to participate in that and to create that energy for Celestial Park.
That's really unique. I mean, the whole, Universal Epic Universe itself is a story being told from not just each of the worlds that you get to go through with the portals, but Celestial Park itself being that main entrance, the first draw that you have. And then we have, which I didn't know about, we have our own unique characters itself, explaining the story, which is so unique.
That's really cool.
I'm a big fan of lore. I love story-driven things, so it gets me involved.
Yeah. It kind of gives you kind of context of why do we have Pizza Moon? Let's get into that. So I think that's very cool, and we're able to kind of create that moment for guests.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
I think we're gonna make a checklist after this of all 30 experiences. Yeah. And as soon as Universal Epic Universe opens, I think we go.
I don't know what to do.
And we slowly just try to knock them out. And we'll come back to you and let you know kind of our thoughts. It's going to be amazing though, overall. I mean,
it's going to be epic. There's my final one. There you go. All right. I can't use it no more. But yeah, it's just this whole area is going to be fantastic. I mean, really from every single day, from the announcement of Epic, it's like, I'm like, okay, I have this as my favorite. The next day, oh no, wait, now this is my favorite.
I know. It changes
today,
every
I think
day.
this conversation has really changed that list for me, which is awesome. Love that.
Yeah. Well, Kathrynn, you're amazing. Your team's amazing. Thank you all
Thank you
so
to everybody,
much for everything you all have done to bring all of these entertainment experiences to life. And thank you for coming here to share all of these details with us. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you and get you more excited about a couple more things coming to Epic.
We'll talk soon. I have some questions. We'll talk off the air. I got some things to bring up. But
I'm sure. Cool.
Well, that was actually a way more entertaining interview that we had than I was expecting, because there was
entertaining.
A lot more entertainment offerings than I thought we were going to get. I mean, Kathrynn was amazing. We get to dive into some unique things on and off camera, which I still have a lot of questions for her. But there's just a lot to take in from all the worlds we're going to experience and all the different entertainment options as far as meet and greets to live shows and even throughout the lands that we're going to be able to see. What is something that you took back from that whole interview?
I took away that I need to see Cirque Arcanus as soon as possible. That's my number one right now. I know we were talking about, we always shift every time we have these conversations, like what we're most excited about. I mean, we're excited about all of it, but everything. We always have that thing that kind of stands out to us from these conversations.
I agree. Yeah. Now, I do have to say this. If you're watching, you can see maybe some cards in front of me. If you're listening, there are cards in front of me, which means Michelle's around the studio and something is set up. What do we have going on right now?
A game.
Of course.
A game. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm only here for the games. I don't actually produce this. I'm just here for the games.
So that's what you do here. I get it.
That's all I do.
It's a fun job.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite part.
So what kind of game are we expecting?
So we're going to play a game we've played before, but this time we're going to use the characters that you'll meet at Universal Epic Universe. Some of them you'll meet. Some of them will be around in some of the lands. So
perfect.
We're going to put a card on our forehead. We'll help each other guess what it is. The person who can guess the most of their cards is the winner.
Oh, okay.
Anxiety levels at a time.
Yeah, right.
If it goes up to a 5 as a max.
Mission granted, I guess.
Yeah, right.
We got
not accomplished
yet,
but just granted,
And with that being said, I will not go first.
Oh, boy.
I'm staring at the person who should.
I think Cassie should go first this time.
You always start strong.
I'll take it.
So
just rip the Band-Aid off. Just go for it, Okay.
Okay. This is a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
In How to Train Your Dragon,
Isle of Berk, of
Isle of
course.
Yes, Isle of Berk. Yeah. She
There's
is the
many
dragon
dragons,
of one of the main heroines in the story.
Stormfly.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
I went blank. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh no.
This is a creature that you can meet in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic.
Oh, there's so
He
many.
kind of reminds me of a platypus in a way.
Very
He's
cute.
the Niffler.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
that gave it away. I
There
got
you
it.
go.
I
That
got
was
it.
good.
Thank you for that.
Oh man, I mean, one of my favorite places in
Yeah.
Dark Universe.
Okay,
Come on.
okay.
She is the main story that's
Oh.
revolved around her.
Dr. Victoria Frankenstein.
Yes.
Of
Yes.
course. Of
Nice.
course. All right.
Good
One
job.
more.
We're back to How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. This is the main dragon. And you will get to meet it.
Toothless.
Yes.
Yes.
Good
All
job.
right.
Okay, there you go. That was nice.
Wow, no pressure.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm sweating.
Yeah, I know.
I'm wearing this
Oh my
hoodie and I'm
gosh.
We're
sweating
not
right
even
now.
doing it.
It's kind of cold in the studio, but I'm
wants to-
sweating.
Who wants to go next?
Thanks for volunteering, Michelle.
Oh,
yeah,
did I
good for-
volunteer? Wow.
Yeah.
That
You
look,
can see
that
it was the
look.
look. I
Yeah,
was like,
know.
you know what did Cassie
Oh
say?
my God.
You go for launch mission.
Yeah,
Or-
mission
Mission
granted.
granted.
Mission granted. Yeah.
Okay, here we
Okay,
go.
all right.
All right.
Ready?
We're ready.
Set.
Oh, back again. Dark Universe in Darkmoor.
Yep. Brian's favorite
She
place.
is a very close person to Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, dragons. Dragons, but
Yeah. In How to Train Your Dragon,
Okay.
Isle
one of the
Berk.
main protagonists in the films.
he's not a dragon, but this is a part of
the writer
he has
of
a dragon.
the main dragon, Toothless.
Main dragon. Okay. Oh my God. What's going on?
If you're watching, I'm ready.
Hiccup.
Yes, hiccup. Yeah, there you go. That was a bad hiccup. I'm so
That's a
sorry.
good clue. Oh,
Man.
okay.
This is one of my favorite characters.
Yes.
Super Nintendo World.
Ooh, Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Wow.
It's because you said it was your favorite. I remembered that.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Oh, back to
another
back
one
to
of
your
my
favorite.
favorites in Dark Universe.
Ooh.
Who is, let's say, the helper of Dr. Victoria and Frankenstein?
Igor.
Yes. There you go.
Nice.
Look at
Good
you.
job.
Wow.
Good job.
We beat the time.
One more.
One more.
Oh my gosh. Oh! Okay, but here's the thing. I think I got an extra one anyway.
I felt like you had a lot.
How many do you have? One, two.
5.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Michelle and I are tied.
Oh, wait. Oh, man.
We're
It's
tied.
my
We're
turn now.
tied.
Yes. All right, you ready, Brian?
I almost
No.
fully won.
Can I look
But
at
we're
him real
tied.
quick? Can I cheat? Is that
No,
possible?
don't
No.
cheat.
Okay.
Don't cheat.
All
You
right.
got this.
You got this.
Put a minute and a half on the clock, please. Thank you.
30
No.
seconds.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Rapid fire. Let's go.
Handshaking. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, she's my favorite character in Super Nintendo World.
Pink.
Pink.
Oh, Princess Peach.
Yes.
I was like, who is that? I don't know. Okay, boom. Second one.
Oh, How to Train Your Dragon,
yeah.
Isle of Berk.
Mhm.
She
She-
rides.
She owns a dragon.
No, I know her name. She's so close to
Stormfly.
hiccups. Yeah, she's the
Stormfly.
writer of Stormfly. Starts with an A.
Yes.
Yep.
It rhymes with whatever I'm gonna say.
Yep.
It kind of reminds me of like the cosmos
Yes.
in a way.
Yeah.
Or like a punctuation mark.
I was going
that
to say
you
a
would use in
Astrid.
punctuation.
writing.
Yes.
Yes.
Astrid.
Oh my goodness.
Nice,
Okay, I
nice.
gotta catch up now.
You got this. You
I
got
gotta
this.
play fast.
Okay.
Oh, Wizarding World of Harry, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic,
Okay.
This is the main character in
Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts.
Newt Scamander.
Yes. Good
Yes.
job. Good job. All
Almost
right,
said
one more,
salamander.
Brian.
One more. Last
Ooh,
one.
okay.
Super
This is
Nintendo
Super
World.
Nintendo World. Yeah. This character is.
Toad.
I feel like
Oh, is he though?
I feel like
Got the
yeah.
same mustache. He has a mustache.
I feel like we ruined that for him.
Oh, sorry, Brian.
Hey, and the loser again.
You're only as successful as the people around you, and we clearly did not.
That's okay.
do you
I did
justice.
struggle with Astrid there for a
You
minute.
did. You did.
I was just
you
like
did.
blanking out. It's like I know it starts with an A. Okay.
Great job.
All right.
We're all winners here.
That was amazing.
Gold stars
Well,
all
that was
around.
fun.
Y'all are winners. I'm tied for third by myself.
Nah, you
over
did
here.
great. You did
Great
great.
Thank
work.
you.
Good job, everyone.
Great. That was fun.
Good
I like
job
that.
to us.
High five. Not for Brian. Okay.
Anxiety inducing over here.
Okay.
Well, after the anxiety inducing game that I had there with a defeat, I think it's time to recap everything and do a take 5.
I think so too.
Number 5, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic. We have incredible experiences like Le Cirque Arcanus being one of the main shows that we have featured throughout Universal Epic Universe.
Number 4, Super Nintendo World. This area is incredibly immersive, and I personally can't wait to meet Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Toad, and Donkey Kong.
Number 3, Dark Universe with the Land of Darkmoor, featuring some of my favorite characters like the Bride of Frankenstein, Frankenstein's monster, and even some unique ones we'll see throughout the land, like the Hounds and the Violinist.
Number 2, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, which features one of the biggest stage shows at Universal Epic Universe, the Untrainable Dragon, and we're going to get up close and personal with dragons, many dragons, including Toothless and Stormfly.
And finally, number 1, elevated entertainment experiences throughout the entirety of Universal Epic Universe. We have incredible things from live shows to characters roaming around, meet and greets, and something to really amplify your stay here. Instead of just the rides, you also have all the entertainment options.
Yes, nearly 30 entertainment options. We have our work cut out for us.
There's a lot. We have a lot of work to do for sure.
We do, certainly. Well, thank you for your work today on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for
joining me
Yeah,
today.
I appreciate
this
it.
was so much fun.
I love this.
Of course. And thank you to Kathrynn, our amazing guest. Thank
She's
you
incredible.
to our team for producing the show. Of course, thank you for watching. And you can get your Universal Epic Universe tickets today. Visit the show notes to grab those, and we'll see you there.
In the village of Darkmoor, you get to meet some exciting characters, to even one of my personal favorites, Igor, running through the land.
Can you do it one more time and just say Igor without running?
Without the running through the land. He's running through the land. Master, here.
He has like his body limbs like. Okay.